Hey, this is Kevin from Spy Shops USA here again in Rochester, Michigan. I wanted to give you a quick little how-to video on the wireless pinhole camera set with a DVR kit. So a DVR is actually an SD card style DVR. It's a wireless transmission from the camera to the receiver. You do have a power source for your camera, a power source for your receiver. Now in the box, it actually has one that says camera only, one that says receiver only. Make sure you plug them into the right thing. If not, it's actually not going to work. So we're going to plug in our camera here. And if you notice too on the back of this camera it says 3. That's going to play an important role in a little bit because that means that that camera is actually on channel 3. I'm going to plug in the camera here. It's sitting right there. Now it does support up to a 2 gig SD card. Your SD card is going to go right in the back of the unit. We're going to plug our power source in, and we're going to plug our RCA cable so we can actually plug it into the monitor to see what we're doing. Now there's a video out and a video in on the back of the receiver. We're going to go into the video out because we're going out of the receiver into the TV. Let me power this in real quick. And then we're going to plug our RCA cable into the monitor. Now again, it's just a standard RCA cable, so it'll go right into the back of your monitor, into your input 1, input 2, whatever you want it to do. Now on the back of this unit, you can see there's actually a power on and off switch. We're going to flip the unit on. And you'll see here on the monitor that everything kind of comes up, the time and date stamp is on the top, but you're not seeing an image. Main thing on this one, you're going to have a little power light. You're going to have one that says auto, which will actually show when it's recording. And then you've got one that says channel. Now this particular receiver supports 4 different channels. Now it's only going to support 1 camera at a time, but it has 4 different channels built in. On our camera we had camera 3, so what we're going to do is this top right hand button is going to be your channel select button. We're going to hit it twice, and it'll actually bring up the image from your camera. Okay, I'll pick this up a little bit and kind of view out here with it. And that'll be your image from your camera. Now to go through and set up all your menu functions, it's going to be your top left-hand button. It's going to be your menu select. Okay, we're going to press that and it'll go to our main menu. So you can go through and actually set up your time and date stamp. The OK button is like your enter button, so you'll hit OK. We can go in here, we'll actually go through and change it to 2011. Today is 10/20. Okay. And then you're going to use your right arrow button again to get to your time. Okay, so then we can go through and set up our time. Let's see what actually time is it. We're going to say it's 4 o'clock. So it's going to be military time. So we're going to set it up for 1600. All right, and then we're going to hit the enter button on that. So our time is set up. Hit the right button again. It's going to go to your motion detection. Motion detection is off right now, but I can turn it on from the main menu, so I'm going to leave it off for right now. This device also has the capability to do still shot photos or video, either one. Your capture format AVI is going to be your video. You can hit the OK button and it'll change to photo. Most of the time, everybody kind of wants it set up for full video because it is motion activated, so we'll leave it on our video for right now. Scroll over again. We'll go to our setup. Hit the OK button. NTSC is your American version. You'll never have to change that, so you can always leave that. Now, in your quality, you've got low quality, and you can change it to high quality. Now, that's not really going to change anything as far as the resolution of your camera. It's actually the recording speed of the SD card. So if you want a longer recording time, you can actually put it in low quality. The speed of the recording will be a little bit slower like that, so it'll give you a longer recording time. You also have a motion detect area, which if you look here, you've got a little blue box, and I can hit the OK button. Oops. You can hit the right or left arrow button, which will actually minimize that. So you can pinpoint on a certain area if you wanted to do that. Most of the time you can leave it here in the full screen. That way, anytime it captures any kind of motion, that it'll record. Now the motion detection count and the motion detection interval you won't have to play with unless you're doing still shot photos. Now what that means is how many photos it will do per second. So you can go through and actually set that up. Now your biggest thing to set up would be your motion detection sensitivity. The motion detection sensitivity is what it actually detects as far as the camera seeing motion. As you see right now, it's not really seeing any motion, and it's still going back and forth, between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. You can use your up arrows to change it. What I generally recommend is anywhere from 15 to 20. Now, it'll go from anywhere from 0 to 100, so you could set up as sensitive or not as sensitive as you want it. But again, I go up like this and we're moving around. It's detecting that as motion, kind of moving around like that. So we'll leave it at that for right now. And then your setup is pretty much done. Now, you can play around with the sensitivity. If it's recording more frequently than you want it to, you can go and set the sensitivity a little bit higher so it's not going to record as frequently. Depends on kind of how you set it up. We're going to go back out to your main menu. So you can hit your main menu button, your top left-hand button, which will go back out straight to your main file here. Now, if you see here, it says 10s. Now, that means 10 seconds. What this does is as soon as it detects motion, it's automatically going to record, say, a 10-second file. Now, you can change that using your right and left arrow from the main menu, and it goes anywhere from 5 seconds to 30 seconds. Now, it depends on how long you want to actually have it record for. I recommend generally 25 to 30 seconds, just so you can kind of, get a longer video. But anytime it detects motion, it'll automatically record a 30-second video file now. You will have time and date stamp on every single video as well. And then if we wanted to actually turn our motion-activated recording back on, we can hit the up arrow from where we're on. We'll see the little eyeball on it. So I'm going to move the camera around here and show you that it's going to record. Now you'll see the little record button on the screen itself to let you know that it's recording, and try to hold it as straight as possible. Now, one thing to keep in mind with these analog-style wireless devices, you will typically get some interference from other electronics that run on the same frequency. About everything in your house runs on a 2.4 gigahertz. So, that's one thing to kind of keep in mind with your transmission range. You can typically go through a wall as far as your transmission range, have the camera in one room, the receiver in the other, and still be able to pick up like that. But if you'll notice, you will see kind of fuzzy TV lines on occasion just because it is an analog wireless. It's stopped recording now, so I'm actually going to power the unit off. I'm going to take out the SD card, and I'm going to show you how to download the files. I'm going to move this camera out of the way here and come over to our computer. And we're just going to plug the SD card directly into the computer. It's going to come up as a removable disk. You can open your folder to view your files. DCTV is going to be the main folder that's in here. Open this one up, and all of your dates, all of your files will actually be in time and date stamp. So if you've got 3 different days on there, you'll have 3 different dates as far as your folders. You can click on this time or date, and then you can go through, and the 1603 is actually 1403, 403, I'm sorry. But 1603 is going to be your 403, which means that's when it actually recorded that file. So we'll click that file open, and then that's the video that we just shot. Quick and easy to use, simple little unit, wireless transmission. So if you don't want to keep the files, you can delete it from here, which will delete it from the memory of the card, or you can copy and save it to your desktop if you want to do that. Anything you want to do as far as saving your files. We're going to actually go down through here and delete the file out and close everything down. Now again, this is once you get the unit set up, you won't really have to worry about any other kind of setup as long as the unit doesn't go without power for more than 3 or 4 days in a row. So if you're turning off the unit, turning it back on when you leave, everything like that, it'll keep all those same settings for you. You can visit us on the web at spyshopsusa.com, or you can come visit us here in store at 411 South Main Street in downtown Rochester, Michigan.